Chord in the key of A minor is B minor 7 flat 5. The 5 chord is E7, and the 1 chord is A minor 7. We can add extensions and alter the chords. Things like that, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. We're going to do this by level, so like I've decided to teach this in a manner that a blues player or a rock player can use it, as well as a jazz player. I'm trying to do this in a way where a beginner can look at it and see something of value. An intermediate can look at it and see something of value, and as well an advanced player. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is pentatonics. Obviously, if you've got a 2-5-1, in the key of A minor, you can use home bass, which is A minor pentatonic. In your booklet, you'll have every position of A minor written out. And then you also have E minor pentatonic. And that's pentatonic from the 5th of the key. Okay? Whenever you have A minor 7 for instance, and you play A minor pentatonic, you're playing all the notes of that A minor 7th plus a D. So the D is here. So we're actually playing a minor 7/11 sound. And you can kind of hear that in the chord. But let's say we want to get a minor 9 sound. Okay? We would have to play E minor pentatonic, which would be our next choice. Now, if you're going to use the same shape, you can move it here. But I'm going to do it here. got E minor pentatonic as a choice. And that could be used over all the chords, believe it or not, as well as A minor can. And guys like Wes Montgomery and Kenny Burrell and Pat Martino and a lot of other wonderful guitar players have done that for ages. And then we're also going to use the G sharp diminished arpeggio, which I've talked about in other videos. Why G sharp? We're doing an arpeggio off the third of the 5 chord. 5 chords E7, the third is G sharp. So, in this video, I'll be having that as well in the booklet as an add-on. So you'll be getting every position of A minor, every position of E minor, every position of G sharp, so you can learn it entirely throughout the whole neck. Okay, so that's the pentatonics chapter for the key of A minor 2-5-1, and let's do it. Okay, let's do it over a bassa. And we'll just do those 3 sounds. I'm not going to do anything else. That was E minor pentatonic. Now A minor. G sharp, I'll have to mix A minor or E minor. More or less, you've got the idea. There I was kind of doing like a Wes Montgomery thing. Excuse some of the clams in there. But you get the idea. It sounds kind of like Wes. It sounds bluesy because obviously you're using the pentatonic scale. And the G sharp diminished really kind of gives it the flavor. And I also use the arpeggio there. You know, like in terms of the chord shape. So I'm just playing the same notes, and I'm doing it in 3 notes. That's the beautiful thing about the G sharp diminished arpeggio. One more time. And you can move that up every 3 frets. That's the beautiful thing about symmetric arpeggios. And that concludes our chapter for pentatonics. He said play the chord. And you start describing yourself that way. You know, you try to hear that sound, you try to play something against it, and then you resolve. I did Aeolian, going to Superlocrian, going to Dorian as an example of an exercise. I would just pick one sound and kind of build myself from there. Okay. This next part is going to be talking about arpeggios over the 2-5-1. Over B minor 7 flat 5, you can play B minor 7 flat 5. You can play D minor 7 and F major 7. So those are 3 sounds. Now you're going to ask me, how did I come to those sounds? Well, that's not too difficult. B minor 7 flat 5 has 4 tones: B, D, F, and A. Okay. The root is B, the third is D, the flatted 5th is F, and the 7th is A. The 3rd and 7th are minor, of course. So if you build from the 3rd of the chord, you get D minor 7. And if you build from the flatted 5th, you get F major 7. And that's why. So, those sounds will all work over B minor 7 flat 5 and do a very good job of describing the chord.